Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is the one-shot for our favourite king of the court, Kagayama. I've adapted this one from the one-shot competition on my site. It's been a hectic week this week, so I kind of cheated and rewrote parts of this one instead of writing a brand new one-shot, so forgive me. So that aside, I hope you enjoy this one. I love Yin in this story. She's got good vibes. Let's get to it. This is competitive. Kagayama x female listener. You strolled into Karasuno High with your girls, sports bag slung over one shoulder, head held high, determined to make an impression on the boys there. You were part of the Shiratorizawa track and field team, specialising in high jump, and had been invited to the inter-school day to meet and greet other sports teams. "I've heard the volleyball boys here are super hot," your friend whispered to you as you walked side by side into the gymnasium. "Really?" you whispered back as your eyes scanned a bunch of boys standing at the far end of the gym, talking with their coach. Judging by their uniform, and the fact that some of them had volleyballs under their arms, you assumed that they were the volleyball team. They were all pretty tall too, another dead giveaway. Just then you saw a muscular, tall, good-looking guy in amongst the boys, in the same volleyball outfit. His eyes were intense, and you were captivated immediately. "Bingo," you whispered to your friend, keeping your eyes on the target, that was this hunk of man on the volleyball team. "I found the hot one." "Which one have you got your eye on?" she whispered back. "Dark blue eyes that could slice through my G-string in one look," you replied, whispering from the corner of your mouth so that you wouldn't miss anything he did if he decided to move. She snorted. "No, for reals, he radiates big dick energy," you said, still eyeing him. Almost as if he had heard you talking about him, he looked over at you. You took a sharp breath in and gave him a sly smirk and a wink. He was somewhat surprised by your bold move and didn't know how to react, so just scowled instead, but it only made him look hotter. "Oh, riddle me dead," you groaned as he looked away. "That was a frickin' intense stare." Your friend just shook her head as she chuckled to herself. You had been known to get like this when someone of male origin took your eye, but also you were just as likely to compliment a girl on her ass too, so, either way, you needed to chill out a little more. Your coach then entered behind you on your pose and called you all together to explain what you'd be doing that day. "The boys' volleyball team are doing jump height today and we'll be joining in. As high school jump experts, you need to have good vertical jump," he said firmly. "Go and introduce yourselves." "Yes, sir," you said enthusiastically, and your friend kicked your backside with her foot, flicking it up behind her. You giggled. After one or two more things from the coach, you were then allowed to make a beeline for your cute male target. You marched straight up to him and stopped in front of him, crossing your arms across your chest as you looked up to his height. "Hey," he said with a smirk. "What's your name?" His intimidating stare locked you in place as he towered over you slightly. "Kagayama Tobio," he said in a deep voice. Holy Toledo, that voice. I am currently moister than an oyster. "Yinlin," you said with a bright smile in return. "What's your vertical?" 230 centimetres at the fingertips," he said back in his even-toned voice. "Is that all?" you teased. He gave you a surprised look and then scowled slightly. "You can do better?" he asked sharply. You'll just have to wait and see," you replied with playful flirtatiousness as you uncrossed your arms, turned and walked away casually, with a slightly exaggerated hip swing. "Did he watch me walk away?" you whispered excitedly to your friend who had watched the whole exchange. She nodded with a smirk. "Yeah, babe, he's in hook, line and sinker. What did you say to him?" "I hinted that I might be able to jump higher than him," you replied in a hushed tone with a little giggle on the end. "The hell?" she replied with surprise. "As if you could jump higher than him. He's frickin' 4 inches taller than you." "Love gives you wings," you replied cheekily. "Man, I have to see this," she said with a shake of her head. Finally, everyone lined up to do the jump, and thankfully Kagayama was ahead of you in the line. One by one you dipped your fingertips into the chalk bucket and ran at the basketball hoop, aiming for the clear backboard to touch behind. Each jump was measured, then called, and Kagayama smirked at you as his height was read out loud. "Kagayama, 232 centimetres, the young girl measuring the height called. You rolled your eyes playfully, then it was your turn. You dipped your fingers in the chalk provided, then took a deep breath in as you set to run. You sprinted towards the basketball pole and then jumped as high as you could, lightly tapping your fingers on the board before dropping down. "Lin, 233 centimetres, the girl called. Kagayama's face darkened as he realised that you had beat him by 1 whole centimetre, and a whisper rippled through the people present as you and he exchanged looks, with him scowling at you and you looking back at him smugly. He demanded another run and got 235 centimetres, so naturally you demanded another go, swiftly reaching 236 centimetres. "You want to go again, hotshot?" you asked with a flirtatious smirk as you strolled past Kagayama over to where your friend was biting down on her lips to stop herself from grinning from ear to ear. "Bring it," he replied with a sneer, his intense eyes boring into yours as you passed him, making your body heat up with the excitement. Again you both had a turn, until you both hit 239 centimetres and then couldn't go any higher. At the end of the day he approached you. "Hey," he said, those sharp eyes making you want to bite your bottom lip and simp for him. "Yeah?" you replied, striking a pose that oozed calm disinterest. "I'm not saying that you were better than me, but you pushed me to do my best today," he said in his deep, calm voice. "Oh, you going soft on me?" you sassed playfully. "No," he said with disdain as he wrinkled his nose. "Oh, and I was almost about to give you my number too, because you seemed so cool and hardcore," you teased. "Keep your number," he replied, and a part of you died a little, thinking that you had just been rejected. "You won't be hard to find on Insta," he added, turning away from you, then strolling back to his team. "Wait, what?" you hissed to your friend, who was standing there with a shocked look on her face. "Is he going to slide into my DMs, or—" "I have no idea, babe, but he was super cryptic about that," she replied with amusement. "I think you may have met your match." And there it ends for now. Jokes, unless... Next week's one-shot will be part 5 of Stuck Together. I know you all have been waiting for that. The Hawks one-shot series. And then after that will be the next instalment of You Lose, the Bakugo one-shot series. Again, that's another popular one. Then I will come back to Haikyuu, again, I promise, and do a part 2 for the Kuro one-shot, Detention Gone Right. Not sure if you remember that one. I've got so much to do. See you next Wednesday.